Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching this. This is Ricky from Corpus Christi, Texas, July 2020. We are still dealing with this pandemic. We are still going in and out and trying to figure things out. But as we're deciding new things, I thought today I would do a different spin on the blog. I wanted to talk about what does it mean to take inventory, and just the word inventory. According to Google, it's a complete list of items such as property, good, in stock, or the verb tense, a complete list. You figure out what that list is. It can be your personal traits, your personal talents, people, place, or things, and I think this is good because as I'm staying at home for my vacation, I'm taking inventory as I'm cleaning my house from room to room. And it's definitely reminded me that a lot of times we don't do the same way in our life, spiritually speaking, or even just mentally. Just taking inventory of what we're good at and what we're not. Taking inventory saying, man, I really have come a long way, or man, I still have a long way to go. But this is one of those things that even major corporations do on a yearly basis. Like I work at Home Depot, so they do like a once in a while inventory where they hire a third-party team that comes in and counts all the product, and then we go back, follow up, and fill out the report and turn it in. But guys, we should be doing the same with our lives. I think it's good to take a step back, reflect, and see where you've come, where you're going, and just recognize all the things that maybe we don't realize because we haven't taken the time to inventory it. That means to also evaluate it. Make a complete list and say, man, this is what I own, this is what I got, this is where I'm going. So I broke down the word inventory, just like I do in all my videos. And the first letter is I, invest. Just like with inventory, you invest in different things. You collect things, you buy things, you spend things, or you use your talents invested in other things. But when you invest, it's not invest to impress, it's invest to move forward. Invest in direction. Invest in yourself. However you choose to look at that, always invest in yourself to move forward, because you have to put the work. Nobody's going to do the work. The letter N, I put next step. There's always a step in whatever process you do. Just like with taking inventory, you're going to have to write some things down. You're going to have a different perspective and broaden your horizon to take the steps that will be needed to see what you have and what you don't have, or what you need and what you think you need. That's part of inventory. It's evaluating what you have either accumulated or what you've collected, or maybe you have just been given to. Like sometimes people are like, here's free stuff, take it. The letter V, I put vision. Just like with 2020 as a year that we'll probably never forget with this pandemic, it's also good to have a vision for your life. Whatever your why is. Vision for greater things. See this pandemic as an opportunity to grow in some way or capacity. And that's part of what inventory does too. You can see the strengths and maybe in areas where you're good at and the areas where you can improve on. Everybody can always improve. It's our attitude to want to choose that path. The letter E, energetic. You have to be energetic if you're going to want to do this. I can't tell you that I always enjoy cleaning up my place, but by doing so, I get a positive attitude, because then I'm like, man, I really have a lot of blessings that I don't necessarily take for granted, and just appreciate more. And if I'm energetic and that builds momentum, then it's going to make me continue wanting to clean up my place and find new things and old things that I haven't probably picked up in a long time. A voltmeter, a scan tool, a journal that I wrote when I was younger, about dreams and visions that maybe I've put on a bookshelf and just forgotten about. A good book, I rearranged all my books this week, so that was kind of fun. And I found a good leadership book by John Maxwell. So little discoveries like that can always make you energetic, because then you get to rediscover parts of your life that maybe you have just let, pass you by. The letter T, time. Guys, this is time. We all have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whatever you choose to do with your time, that's part of inventory. What you value, you're going to put scheduled in place. Going to work, I value that 8 hours that the company's paying me to, provide them a service in exchange for a paycheck. The letter O, I put obligate. You're going to have to obligate responsibilities to areas of your life, whether it's raising your children, going to work, paying your bills, or doing something fun of leisure. You know, even putting time for Netflix or putting time for you to relax just to enjoy something that maybe you don't get to take often, you know, a vacation. So I'm taking time to enjoy myself right now, to say no to work and yes to me, because I don't always get to do that, and it's good to do that, and that's why I'm obligating time right now. The letter R, release. You know, part of inventory is sometimes saying, I don't need this. Why do I even carry this? Why do I even have, you know, these items that are sitting around doing nothing? I'd rather sell them or get rid of them and let someone else have a blessing for them, you know? I got rid of a lot of clothes that I didn't wear anymore, and now they're going to go to somebody that maybe will have clothes for the first time or have a new set of clothes to wear, you know? So that's part of some good inventory advice, is see what you wear, see what you don't. See what you can get rid of, and maybe clear up some space for new things. The last letter, I put you. You know, whatever you decide to do, it's all about what you want to do, right? You know, and if you want to put others into the equation, that's inventory. You make space, you make time, and you include them in. But, you know, whatever you need to do may not be the same for the person next to you. You know, every person has their own agenda. Everyone has their own list of things they want to do and not do. And it's not my job to point what's right or wrong for them. It's just let them discover what works out for them, you know, because I can tell you, get rid of that car. You know, you don't need it. You don't need that brand new ride. But maybe that's the first time you've ever had something that was brand new, not hand-me-down. And that's totally fine. You know, if you can afford the payments and the insurance, more power to you. But, you know, that's also part of what inventory does. It helps us reevaluate and see what really motivates us and what makes us happy, what doesn't. You know, I got a brand new fishing pole. I still need to go out there, break it, and just release it and catch me a big fish. But if I don't take that time to appreciate the gift and the value, then the gift is going to be devalued because it's not being used for the intention it was made for. And then today, guys, I put 2 scriptures that I just thought would kind of sum all this up, and that's going to be from Lamentations 3, verse 40 through 42. I'm going to read the Message version because it tends to be a little bit more applicable. It says, let's take a good look at the way we're living and reorder our lives under God. Lift up our hearts and hands at one and the same time, praying to God in heaven. Okay, so this is another way of saying, what am I grateful for and what do I don't have? What can I live for, or what do I need to be doing to live right for? You know, like, these are all priorities as part of inventory. Your heart check, your mind check, your spirit check. You know, like, whatever you want to check out, you can check out of here if you want, you know. I'm not going to feel offended. I'm just trying to help you look at life and reprioritize differently. But that's what this verse is basically saying, is that we need to look at the way we're living. And are we living in a materialistic world where we're just being driven by what's the best, what's, you know, the greatest thing to have? Or are we being driven by, you know, the things that really matter, like family, friends, and love, and the ability to share hope with someone? You know, just a thought. And then the last verse I wanted to share with y'all was from 1 Corinthians 11, verses 28 through 29, and this is what I read in the NIV. It says, everyone ought to examine themselves before they eat of the bread and drink from the cup. So this is talking about communion, but my outtake on this is just like, before you eat a meal or before you put on a new shirt or new clothes, see what you really need. See what you really want, you know, because what you have may not last. What you need probably is only something smaller than what you think you need. Your perspective is all in key. Your thoughts matter. Your heart matters. Your emotions are real. You know, this pandemic has taken a lot of events, a lot of places, you know, from us to be able to go out and enjoy. But if we take inventory of what we already have, most of those things we probably really don't need. And I just hope that as your inventory your time today, or even just thinking about this word, that maybe I've added some value to maybe where you need to reprioritize what true value is. Anyways, guys, invest in yourself, invest in others, and I look forward to seeing y'all again. Have a great day.